Hello everyone, welcome sa Edge and Mateus class. Our topic for today is all about graphing polynomial functions. This is grade 10 mathematics, quarter number 2 or week number 2 of the K-12 program, this new normal situation. It's a MELC-based or most essential learning competency integrated po ito. And once again, this is Mr. Reyes guiding you for our lesson for today. And our learning objective for today is to understand, describe, and interpret the graphs of polynomial function. So, warm-up activity muna tayo. Ibalik natin yung ganitong klaseng introduction natin, kumbaga. Whose math line is it? Anyhow. So, ito yon. Matutuwa ba ako o malulungkot pagkatapos mo akong iguhit? Ano kayang mathematical term ang hinahanap ng ganitong statement? You can pause the video and check your answer later. And the answer is, ano kaya yon? Yung kapag nagdo-drawing ka, parang sad face yung nagiging guhit niya o kaya parang smiley face ang kanyang magiging drawing. Ano kayang mathematical symbol o kaya or figure yung ganong pagsulat, kumbaga. Ang tawag doon is it's a parabola. It's either that is opening upward, okay? Kaya para siyang nag-smile, ano? It's either that is also opening downward. So para siyang malungkot. So that's a parabola. So ang parabola is a graph of to be specific, this parabola is a graph of our polynomial function. Napag-aralan mo noon nung grade 9 ka that the general form of a quadratic function is written in ax squared or f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So again, the graph is opening downward or sometimes opening upward. Most of the problem na kinukuha mo is the vertex of the parabola. And this time, to initialize our discussion for today, during your grade 8, you've learned how to graph a polynomial function. Yun yung in-introduce sa'yo ng grade 8. Na kung saan sa grade 9 naman, you are graphing a quadratic function. Okay? It is in the form of this. You are determining then the values of the coefficients A, B, and C na nagagamit mo sila sa pagkuha ng mga intercepts or the how do you call this, the solution of the quadratic function and so on. And but this time you are going to graph a few higher degree polynomial functions na pwede nating i-consider later on. Yung mga more than the second degree ang ating gagawin. So it's either a cubic function or higher than that. And we are going to tackle that step by step. Pakatandaan, nung grade 8 ka, you're graphing linear function. So the graph of that, it's either increasing from left to right, it's a simple line, or that is decreasing from right to left, kumbaga, or increasing from right to left, or decreasing from left to right. That's the other statement or interpretation, kumbaga. Or sometimes the graph may be horizontal, so the slope there is 0, kung naalala mo yan. Pagdating naman sa quadratic function, it depends on the value of the a, the coefficient of a, or the coefficient of the quadratic term. Kapag positive yun, you will notice that the graph is opening upward. If that is opening downward, the value of the a is negative. But this time, pag sinabi nating polynomial function, it has to be a different one because the graph of this is something smooth, continuous curve ang ating gagawin. So you will learn later kung paano mag-graph ng mga curves na yan. Okay? Kagaya ng ginamit nating template ng ating PowerPoint. Parang ganito. Parang waves kumbaga. Parang mga alon. So magkakaroon ng smooth graphing tayo later on. So meron tayong pag-usapan natin ang x-intercepts of polynomial function. Mahalagang bahagi ito ng pag-graph kailangan alam mo kung paano kumuha ng x-intercepts and y-intercepts. Again, nung grade 8, kumukuha tayo ng x-intercept na matatagpuan sa x-axis, tapos y-intercept na matatagpuan naman sa y-axis. Kinokorek natin, magiging enough na yon para magkaroon ka ng graph ng iyong linear function. Pero kung minsan, kapag tumama naman ang x and y intercept mo sa origin, kinakailangan mo namang gumamit ng isa pang point. Pag quadratic function naman, hindi rin enough yung dalawang x intercepts natin, or kung minsan pa nga, isa lang ang intercept natin kapag nandito siya, nasa ibabaw lang siya ng x-axis or nasa ilalim. So you will need more points to figure out na maging sufficient na yung pagkuha mo ng mga points hanggang sa makagawa ka ng graph. Enough na rin kung dalawa ang intercepts mo together with the y-intercept, makukuha mo na yung graph. So again, tuturuan kita kung paano mag-graph gamit ang intercepts. Simulan natin sa example. Ito yung mga example natin. Okay, tignan natin. Find the intercepts of y equals x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6. Kagaya ng sinabi ko sa previous tutorial natin, mahalaga na alam mo kung paano mag-convert nito sa factored form. Kapag ikaw ay bihasa sa pag-translate nito into factored form, madadalian ka sa pag-graph natin. Ito yung solution nito. Kapag kukunin natin ang x-intercepts, para mo na rin kinukuha yung mga roots, kung naalala mo yung roots. Parang ganun, or you are getting the solution of this function. I-set natin na y equals to 0, okay? Hanggang sa magkaroon tayo ng ganito. Again, hinanap muna natin yung factored form nito na maaari kong nakuha yung factored form nito sa pamamagitan ng factor theorem. Gumamit din ako ng synthetic division, nagkaroon ako ng wild guess, kagaya ng -1, na kung saan magkakaroon ako ng remainder na 0. Kapag nakuha ko ng isang posibleng factor niya or root niya, madadalian ako dun sa dalawang remaining factors dahil magagamit ko na yung factoring kung sakasakaling factorable yung natira. Kung hindi naman, it will remain as that quadratic expression kung baga. Okay? So ito yung mga 3 factors na nakuha natin, and once again, nakuha ko ito gamit ang factor theorem or synthetic division or factoring techniques. Maaari mong balikan yung video tutorial natin kung paano mag-translate into factored form. Equate mo lang sa 0 lahat ng mga factors na ito, magkakaroon ka ng -1, magkakaroon ka ng 2, magkakaroon ka ng 3, or kapag itatranslate mo na yan sa x-intercepts, lalagyan mo lang ng 0 sa y value natin because from the very start, ginamit natin ang y equals to 0. Paano naman pag y-intercept? Napakasimple lang sa pagkuha ng y-intercept. Magiging parang straightforward ang pagkuha sa kanya because you just have to set x equals to 0. Papalitan mo lang ng 0 yung mga x dito hanggang sa makukuha mo yung y equals to something a number. Hanggang sa magiging 6 ang ating y-intercept, or pag itatranslate mo na into point, ilalagay natin na 0 yung x, kagaya ng pagkakuha natin dito sa statement dito, at ilagay dito yung nakuha nating value ng y. Pakatandaan din, ang technique dito is, yung constant term, doon natin kinukuha yung y-intercept natin. Kung sakasakali na wala kayong nakitang constant term, basically dumadaan sa origin, or nangangahulugan na isa sa mga x-intercepts ay origin at nagkataon din ng y-intercept natin ay origin din. So, pwedeng mangyari yon sa mga next or sa mga examples natin later on. To sum up, ang ating mga x-intercepts ay ito. Yung function na ito, yung quadratic polynomial function na ito, ang kanyang mga x-intercepts ay represented by the points -1, 0, 2, 0, at saka 3, 0. So, i-memorize mo yan. Or, maaaring gagamit lang tayo ng ibang example later on. Yung 6 naman is, this is the y-intercept of our polynomial function here. And sinabi ko rin kanina that the y-intercept is simply the constant term of the given function. Okay. Ngayon, let me introduce to you the leading coefficient test. Let me introduce to you the leading coefficient test. Kung naalala mo ng previous discussions natin, nababanggit ko parati itong leading coefficient. Ang leading coefficient na ito ay matatagpuan sa tinatawag na leading term. Okay? Naalala mo yan? Yung illustrating polynomial function or illustrating polynomial equation. Ang gamit ng LCT na ito or the leading coefficient test, dito mo malalaman kung ano yung magiging behavior ng graph mo. Kung naalala mo, during grade 8, ang behavior ng graph mo ay either increasing from left to right or decreasing from left to right. Dahil ang behavior ng graph natin sa linear function noon ay nakadepende sa kanyang slope. Kung ang slope ay negative, ganito yung magiging graph niya. Kung positive naman, ganito yung magiging graph niya. And pag zero naman, ganito. Pag undefined yung graph ng linear function natin noon, magiging ganyan. So, ganun yung behavior. Pagdating naman sa behavior ng parabola natin, it's either opening upward or opening downward. Ang setup doon, nakasalalay sa value ng A, yung coefficient A. Ito, positive A dito, negative yung coefficient ng ating A. So, ganun yung pag-determine ng behavior ng graph sa specific functions na linear at saka quadratic. Sa ngayon, rough sketch ang ating i-consider. Hindi natin gagawing masyadong detalyado yung pag-graph. Dahil kung gagawin natin yon, hindi kakasya yung space na gagamitin natin. Ano? So, prerequisite yung pagkuha ng intercepts, kagaya ng in-explain ko kanina, kasi yung mga dadaanan nating points, magkocross tayo or itatouch natin yon para i-connect natin pagdating kay LCT or leading coefficient test. Okay? In short, malalaman mo sa mga examples mamaya. Kung medyo nalilito ka na, huwag kang mag-alala. Meron akong maraming examples na ipiniprepare para maintindihan mong mabuti. Ang klase ng polynomial function natin is ganito. Hindi ko na babasahin, para hindi ka antukin. Kasi nakakantok nating basahin yan. In short, yung mga polynomial function in standard format ay decreasing yung setup ng kanyang mga exponent. Kaya kung n ito, kung napapansin mo, n-1, n-2, decreasing yung format. Okay? And most of the polynomial function natin is with respect to x and so on. This is our last term. Na-explain na natin yan ng mga previous discussion natin. So, once again, we are now going to explain further kung ano nga ba itong end behavior pagdating sa pag-graph ng polynomial function. So, ang leading term ay matatagpuan sa first term ng ating polynomial function. At see to it that your a sub n is not equal to 0. If your a sub n is greater than 0, meaning to say that's a positive. If your a sub n is less than 0, that's a negative. The degree, you must be good of getting the degree. Kinukuha mo lang tong degree kung sino yung may pinaka-highest exponent na nakita mo dun sa mga terms ng polynomial function mo. So, it's a basic in determining if that is an even or odd. Yung ideya na yan, maglilid tayo sa table na ito. Okay? Because, once again, the behavior of the graph is something like the values of the function, okay, it determines how our x approaches infinity or not, or negative infinity. Something like from left and then to the right, it's either that is from the downward or upward direction kung sakasakali na i-follow natin or basically we need to follow this polynomial functions behavior and behavior. Okay, this applies with this table para di ka malito. First column, ito yung leading coefficient. Kapag nakita mo, okay, madali lang po itong intindihin, makinig tayong mabuti. Kapag ang ating leading coefficient ay positive or meaning to say greater than 0, at kapag ang nakita mong degree ay even, example, 2, ang degree na nakuha mo, 4 or 6, and so on. Dito naman, positive, let's say, positive 5, 3. Yung leading coefficient, once again, matatagpuan sa leading term. Ang magiging graph niya is the graph rises to the right, okay, and rises to the left. Meaning, ganito yung magiging itsura ng graph niya. Nagra-rise siya to the right, nagra-rise din siya to the left. In short, para siyang parabola na ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Kung naalala mo, sa belongs to even degree yung parabola natin or quadratic function natin. Ganito yon kapag ang a mo is sa positive. Kapag negative naman, or balik tayo dito, kung i-consider natin ang ibang graph, later on, magiging ganito. Again, kapag positive yung a na nakita mo, at saka even yung degree na nakita mo, see to it na yung graph mo ay magra-rise to the left and magra-rise to the right. Okay, kung itong first table natin, kung titignan mo, pareho yung degree, even. So, let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on, yung ating gagamiting degree. Magkaiba lang sila dito sa first column. In case that the value of our leading coefficient is a negative, example, let's say negative 3, negative 5, negative 1, ang leading coefficient na yan ay negative. Kapag ganyan naman ang setup, the graph falls to the right and falls to the left. In short, mag-i-inverted lang yung graph natin dito, yung rough sketch ng graph natin dito. It could lead us to the graph this way, para siyang parabola na opening downward, or pwede kang maghanda ng tusok pa left and tusok pa right, and depende na lang sa degree ng ating polynomial function later on. As simple as that. Again, maghanda ng tusok, and then depende na lang kung ilang degree yung pinag-uusapan natin. As simple as that. Kung bakit ang degree ay even, and depende kung ang leading coefficient ay positive at saka negative. Tapos na tayo sa even. So, paano naman kapag ang ating degree ay odd? Okay? Ano ba yung mga degree odd? Kapag linear function, obviously, the degree of that is an odd. Kasi ang exponent na nakikita natin is 1. Kaya ang mga example natin dito, it's either the degree is 1, the degree is 3, 5, and so on, etc. Kapag positive naman ang value ng a natin, kapag sa linear function, parang siya yung value ng slope mo. Kunwari, meron akong y equals 3x plus 2. Dito kasi, the degree is 1. Okay, yung hidden 1 dito. And the leading coefficient is 3. Na it happened na yung 3 na yan is the slope. Diba kung naalala mo, kapag ganyan yung function mo, the graph could be this way. Ibig sabihin, increasing from left to right. Because the behavior of that, yung ending portions niya, the graph rises to the right. Obviously, nag-rise tayo papuntang right. And yung ating left end naman is falls to the left. Ito yon. Kaya ang graph natin later on, kapag na-figure out mo na ang leading coefficient mo is positive, at nakita mo na ang degree mo ay odd, ihanda mo na yung dulo-dulo na ito, or n. And nakadepende na lang kung ano yung mga dadaanan niyang x-intercepts. Okay? Kasi nandito magpo-fall yung mga x-intercepts at saka y-intercepts natin. Malalaman mo yun mamaya. Kung ang ating degree is again odd, pero at this time, the leading coefficient is a negative. Kumbaga sa linear function, parang ganito. Ganyan. Na inaasahan mo ng degree niyan is obviously 1. Kaya ang mga examples natin dito, the degree is 1, 3, 5, and so on. Again, the leading coefficient here is a negative. So later on, dapat alam mo kung paano mag-determine ng mga leading coefficient na natatagpuan actually sa mga leading term natin. Kapag ganyan yung naging resulta, kagaya nito, yung simple linear function na ito, the graph results this way. Okay? Because the slope is obviously a negative and the degree is 1. Ganito lang ang graph niya. Because the graph or the end behavior of the graph is rises to the left, this one, ito yung tinutukoy, and falls to the right, ito yung tinutukoy. Kaya na-figure out mo na yung leading coefficient at saka degree, mapifigure out mo na yung magiging itsura ng graph. You should have the ending here at saka ending here, and depende na lang kung anong klaseng mga kung ilang x-intercepts ang kanyang dadaanan, and doon na makikita yung rough sketch ng ating graph. Simulan natin sa unang example na ito. So get ready, kapit lang mabuti, medyo nakakalito, pero sisiguraduhin natin na step by step maigagraph natin ng maayos. Okay? Rough sketch lang ang ating gagamitin because we cannot make a perfect graph or detailed graph. It could be made, you can make a perfect graph with the use of a application kagaya ng Photomath na ipapakita din natin mamaya. Okay? So again, we will be guided with this format of table. Kung naalala mo, sinimplify na natin. Parating nandyan yan, kada example natin, para at least ma-retain sa'yo kung paano ginagawa yung graphing. If your polynomial function is given as x cubed, y equals x cubed minus 7x plus 6, you need to translate that into factored form. From our previous discussion, tinuruan kita or nagturo ako kung paano mag-translate. Maaring makuha ang mga factored form sa pamamagitan ng synthetic division, okay, factoring techniques, and some of the tips na ibinigay ko sa iyo. Kapag nakuha mo na yung factored form, madali na doon ang pagguha ng x-intercepts natin. Because get the opposite of positive 3, negative 3, opposite of negative 1, that is 1. Yun yung paraan ko para ma-retain sa'yo, maalala mo. Ito namang ating y-intercept, which is 0 sa unang bahagi ng kanyang ordered pair. Nakukuha natin ang y-intercept by taking only kung nasaan man yung ating constant term. Or simply pag-multiply mo lang yung mga terms dito sa binomial factors niya. Kung sakasakali na given in factored form, na hindi naibigay yung standard form, ipag-multiply mo lang yung mga constant terms na nandito sa kada binomial factor na mag-arrive din sa positive 6. Okay? The leading term is x cubed. Nakuha ko siya doon sa unang bahagi ng ating polynomial function. And the leading term is obviously a positive because there's a hidden one here. The degree is obviously odd degree because 3 is an odd. Okay? Kapag odd yung nating nakita, titingin tayo dito, at ang ating leading coefficient ay positive, so therefore, dito tayo titingin sa first row. Meaning to say, yung graph daw natin ay magpo-fall sa left and mag-rise sa right. Mag-draw tayo ng x and y axis. Ilagay natin, unang mahalaga dito, ilagay mo yung intercepts natin. So, negative 3, 1, 2. So, negative 3 is approximately taken from here. This is our negative 3, 0. While our 1, 0 is located here. So, during grade 7, tinuruan ka na kung paano mag-plot ng points. Hopefully, hindi ka nahihirapan sa pag-plot ng points natin. 2, 0 is located here. And our y-intercept can be found in our y-axis. So approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the location of our 0, 6. Okay. Again, sa behavior ng graph natin, tumingin tayo dito. Tumingin ka dito. Okay. Nakita natin na positive ang leading term natin or leading coefficient natin and odd yung nakita nating degree. So, kinakailangan ng behavior ng graph mo ay magpo-fall sa left at saka magra-rise right. Magpo-fall sa left, okay? And magra-rise sa right. As simple as that. I-determine mo lang yung pinakaunang x-intercept na nagpakita dito at saka yung pinaka-last na x-intercept na dito sa x-axis natin. I-connect mo lang, as simple as that. Ganito lang, makikipag-cooperate kay y-intercept, magdadive kay 1, 0, and magko-curve siya papunta doon. Yun, na-graph na natin. It's a rough sketch lang, kasi kung gagamit ka ng application, kagaya nito, kagaya na nakita mo. So, kung ikukumpara mo, magkakahawig pa rin. Pero if you want to determine a perfect graph, you can make use of Photomath. Nakalagay sa description kung paano gamitin ng Photomath. Maaari mong panoorin yon. Okay? So, this is our perfect graph. This one is the rough sketch lang kung tawagin. Okay? It's not a perfect graph but it's a rough sketch na magkahawig pa rin sa ating ginawa dito at saka dito sa ating application ng Photomath. Okay. Next natin. Ito. Again, ang factored form, kailangang maging bihasa ka dyan. Pakatandaan na kapag ang leading term ay negative, ibig sabihin nito, i-factor out mo muna. Kumbaga, may greatest common factor na negative. Kagaya nito, na-figure out ko na the greatest common factor is negative x. And from that, mayroong remaining part na lang na other factors, okay, by the use of factored form technique or factoring techniques na naituro ko again ng mga previous discussion natin. Intercepts, simulan mo dito, this should be equated by 0 also kahit GCF lang siya na may variable, still you need to equate that by 0. And from that, magkakaroon ka ng 0 na x-intercept. Dito naman sa x plus 2, you will have at that negative 2. Dito naman sa 3x minus 4, you will have that 4/3. Y-intercept, okay, wala kang nakikita but basically 0, 0 is also a y-intercept. Na nagkataon na nagkakapareho ang isang intercept pagdating kay y-intercept in case na wala tayong nakitang constant term. Ganun pwedeng mangyari. And our leading term is negative 3x cubed. Nakalimutan nating ilagay. Okay? And our leading coefficient is negative 3. And don't worry, there is still a negative because according to the process dun sa table, i-determine mo lang ang sign ng leading coefficient. Depende na lang kung kahit anong numero because we are only considering a rough sketch here. The degree is an odd, obviously, dito, because of the cube. So, naka-ready na. Tignan natin yung mga odd degree from our table. So, dito tayo titingin. Ito yung mga odd degree natin. Ngayon, tignan mo yung leading coefficient. Is it positive or negative? So, it's a negative. So, dito ka titingin sa second row. Okay? Kinakailangan na ang graph mo mamaya, the left is rising or rising left and you will have the falling right. Okay? Rising left, falling right dapat ang magiging graph mo. Mag-create na tayo. Ilagay muna natin ang ating origin or 0, 0 na nakuha natin sa intercept. We also have negative 2, 0. Negative 1, negative 2. So this is our negative 2, 0. This is our 0, 0. And we have 4/3. 4/3 is approximately 1.3333 and so on. Kung nandito yung 2 natin, so approximately nandito yung ating 4/3 natin. Again, balik tayo dito sa conditions o dito sa behavior ng graph. You should have the rising left. Lagyan ko na ng rising dito na magko-connect dito sa unang intercept na nagpakita. And you should have a falling right. Kaya kung ito yung pinakahuling x-intercept na makocross mo, therefore dapat mag-in siya dito because of the falling right na nakalagay dito sa description ng ating or behavior ng ating graph. So again, connect lang. Connect the first intercept, makikipag-coordinate sa isa pang intercept, magdadive sa isa pang intercept, and nasunod yung behavior or end behavior ng ating graph. Pakita natin ang concrete graph. Yan yon. You can use or install our Photomath in your cell phone. Continue natin. Okay, example number 3 tayo. Again, we are given a standard form. Ito yon. Y equals x to the 4th plus 2x cubed minus 7x squared minus 8x plus 12. Again, ila-translate mo muna into factored form. Try your very best in translating every standard form into factored form dahil mahalaga yon bago ka totally mag-graph. After getting the factored form, doon mo malalaman kung ano yung mga x-intercepts mo because you are going to equate every binomial factor into 0 hanggang sa makuha mo yung intercepts. 1, 2, 3, 4, apat na factors. So you will have 4 intercepts here. This one is the, how do you call this? The y-intercept. It can be found in the constant term of your polynomial function. Kung wala ka namang nakita, you just have to make it an origin, as simply as origin. So, figure out natin, x to the fourth is our leading term, and from that leading term, nakita natin ang degree is 4. So, even yung ating titignan ngayon. And the leading coefficient is obviously 1, which is positive. Again, tumingin tayo sa even. It's either the third row or the last row. So, nakita natin na positive yung leading coefficient. Kaya ito yung titignan natin na end behavior ng graph. So, ito lang yung parang kodigo natin. Okay? Mami-memorize mo rin to. Nasa third example na tayo. I hope na memorize mo na, no? Again, even yung degree natin. Tumingin tayo dito. Nakita natin ang leading coefficient is positive. Kaya pag i-graph mo mamaya, see to it na rising left at saka rising right ang magiging itsura ng graph mo. Okay? Umpisa na natin na i-plot. In rough sketch of the graph, you will have 2, 0. This is our 2, 0. Okay, lagay ko na nga lang, 2, 0. You will have 1, 0. Sorry, 1, 2. This is our 2, 0. Let me erase this. And you will have 1, 0, which is located here. We have negative 2, 0. We have negative 1. We have negative 2. Again, isulat ko. 1, 0. This is 2, 0. You also have negative 3 and 0, which is located here. We have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So this is negative 3, 0. Okay. For the final shot, we have 0, 12. Again, rough sketch lang naman to. I need to approximate that the location of my y-intercept is located here. This is the location of my 0, 12. Okay? Again, the graph should be done by rising left and rising right. Pakita ko lang, rising left, ito yon, rising right, ito yon. Okay? Tumingin lang kayo sa pinaka-starting na intercept and pinaka-last na intercept, doon nyo ilalagay yung end behavior. Okay? So, connect lang natin. As simple as that. Connect lang ng connect. Yan. Smooth lang. Okay? Maaari akong extend ng konti kasi rough sketch lang naman to class. So, yan. Connect lang. And obviously, it will make a good smooth graph as long as you know the leading coefficient test that depends on the leading coefficient sign and degree of the polynomial function, and you will notice the end behavior of the graph. Let us look at the application with the use of the photomath. Yan. Magkamukha ba ng konti? Kahit papano? Siyempre, magkamukha ng konti. Yan yung tulong ng ating leading coefficient test. Okay? Sana nagagamit mo, na-figure out mo na kung paano ginagamit. Okay? Isa pang example. I know hindi pa enough yun. Okay? Samantalain uli natin sa example number 4. Again, pag may nakita kang negative na coefficient sa isa sa leading term, ibig sabihin nito, kailangan mo munang i-separate yan. Kasi mahalaga yan sa magiging itsura ng graph. And na-figure out natin dito na ito yung mga intercepts natin with the use or with the help of the factored format. Mahalaga yung factored form. And our leading term is obviously negative 2x to the fourth. And from that, the leading coefficient is negative 2. And the degree is even. Because 4 is even. And negative 2 is a negative. Tumingin tayo sa sikreto na table. This is a secret table. Ilagay mo or habang natutulog ka, idikit mo sa higaan mo, alis or sa kisame mo, sa ano. Ibig sabihin yan, mami-memorize mo rin yan. Asahan mo yan? Mami-memorize mo yan. Okay? Again, leading coefficient, negative. Tumingin tayo dito sa second row or sa third row. Our degree is even. Dito tayo titingin. So, negative ang leading coefficient. Ito yon, pipiliin natin. The degree is even. Ito yung pipiliin natin. So, therefore, the behavior of your graph is falling left at saka falling right. Dapat ganyan yung magiging itsura ng graph mo. Parang parabola na opening downward, ang pagkakaiba nga lang kung more than the parabola or more than the quadratic function, merong smooth curving na nangyayari. Make use of an x and y axis. If we i-plot natin ang unang intercept na nakita natin, we have the 1, 0. 1, 0 is located here. Lagay ko na, sulat ko. We have 2, 0. 2, 0 is located here. We also have negative 3, 0. We have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Okay, this is negative 3, 0. Negative 3 halves is negative 1.5. Yes, negative 1.5. So meaning, this is negative 1, this is negative 1.5. So, ilulocate lang natin, we have negative 3 halves and 0. As simple as that. And the location of our y-intercept is 0 and negative 18. So, approximate na natin, it is located from here. Sulat na natin, this is 0, negative 18. So, from that, i-graph na natin. Let us look at this table, the behavior of this graph. Again, falling left at saka falling right tayo. Ito yon. Kaya maaari na natin ilagay dito yung dulong or end behavior ng graph dito sa unang intercept natin, and mag-i-end tayo dito sa last intercept na ito. Ihanda na rin natin yung ending ng ating graph or behavior ng ating graph. And then i-connect lang natin. Yan, yan, extend ng konti. Yan. Tapos magko-connect siya sa ating y-intercept. Okay? Magko-connect siya sa isa pang intercept or x-intercept, and mag-i-end siya sa isa pang x-intercept hanggang sa may drawing natin. Sana nakuha mo. You can pause the video if you want to figure out more bago ko ipakita yung ating application. And then kung makikita na natin yung application, tingnan natin. And our application has this graph which is magkamukha pa rin kahit papaano, no? Again, this is a perfect graph. Okay? This one is a rough sketch which is the required for you to graph na hindi na. Okay, dadagdagan pa natin. Example number 5. At this point, paano ginagraph yung mga polynomial function na merong mga multiplicity ng kanyang mga roots? May mga setup tayo na gagawin dito na magiging kakaiba para sa'yo compared to examples 1 hanggang 4. Same setup sa ating factored form. You need to figure out first the factored form. Magiging ganito yon na may multiplicity kung tawagin. And from that, nakita natin na x minus 1 will give 1, 0. X plus 2 will give negative 2, 0. X plus 1 will give negative 1, 0. And the 0, 8 here is taken from the constant term here. Okay? Pag wala naman, parang kunwari nakalagay na into factored form yung ating given na hindi ko ibinigay itong polynomial function in standard form, mahahanap mo pa rin ang kanyang y-intercept by multiplying the negative 1 squared, that's positive 1, 2 cubed is positive 8, 1 is 1, so 1 times 8 times 1, so that is 8. So parang ganun yung pagkuha ng y-intercept kapag ang given lang is factored form na hindi ibinigay yung polynomial function in standard form. And obviously, our leading term is x raised to 6. Ito yon. The leading coefficient is positive and the degree is even. Tumingin ka sa table natin. Sige nga, ano kaya ang pipiliin ko dito? You can pause the video and check your answer later. So, ano yung pipiliin ko dito? So, ibig sabihin, even. Dito ako pipili between the third and the last row. If my leading coefficient is positive, so therefore, ito yung titignan ko. So therefore, the behavior of my graph, I could have a rising left and a rising right. Okay? Parang parabola na opening upward. Pero may pagkakaiba ito ngayon. Isa-isay natin. 1, 0. It is located here. Sulat ko na, 1, 0. We have negative 2, 0. We have 1, 2. This is our negative 2, 0. We have negative 1, 0. So therefore, this is our negative 1, saka 0. Okay? And our y-intercept is 0, 8. I-approximate ko na lang dito yon 0, 8. Okay. I could have, once again, a rising left and a rising right. So therefore, I could have this way and I could have this way. Okay? Simulan natin. Negative 2, 0. Kung titignan mo, yung negative 2, 0 has the add multiplicity. Kapag add kasi na multiplicity, ito lang ang tatandaan mo. You need to cross. Okay? Ganun lang, as simple as that. Kapag even multiplicity naman, ang nakita mo, you need to bounce o tatalbog yung ating pag-connect. Ano? Yung mga previous examples natin, examples 1 up to 4, add multiplicity yon kasi nga 1 yung binomial factor natin. Wala tayong nakitang mga exponent dito. Kaya ang ginagawa natin, nagko-cross tayo always. Pero kapag naka-encounter tayo ng even multiplicity, magbabounce tayo. Okay, tingnan mo. Negative 2, 0. Ito yon, galing siya dito. Ano yan? Add multiplicity ba yan or even multiplicity? So that is an add multiplicity. So magko-cross tayo. Pero hindi ordinary crossing ang gagawin natin. Magpa-flatten ng konti yung pag-cross natin kapag nagsisimula na sa add degree na positive 3 or 5 or 7, nagiging parang flatten yung graph natin. Kaya i-smooth natin ng konti tapos maggaganyan tayo. Yan o. Hindi tayo nag-cross totally agad-agad, ano? Kundi nag-flatten, nagsimula tayo sa medyo malayo tapos nag-cross papunta dun sa intercept. Parang may nag-bend ng konti yung graph natin. Okay? Hanggang sa magko-cross ka na sa isang point dito, negative 1, 0. Negative 1, 0, ito yon. Okay, wait, ito. Negative 1, 0 is an add multiplicity. So, we could have a simple crossing kasi add multiplicity naman yon. Or 1 lang naman yon hanggang sa mag-cross tayo doon sa y-intercept natin. Pero bago ka pumunta ng 1, 0, tignan natin. Ito yung galing siya dito sa x minus 1 squared, ano? Pero that is an even multiplicity. Kapag even multiplicity yon, meaning to say, even, you need to bounce. Kaya, kung nag-cross ako dyan, ibig sabihin, magpo-fall na ako ng right. So, hindi ko nasunod to. Pero kapag magbabounce ako, yan, masusunod ko yung description ng table natin. Susundin niyo yung table natin because nung pumunta na tayo dito sa even multiplicity, na-figure out natin na kapag nag-bounce tayo, magdadirect tayo or masusundan natin yung leading coefficient test or prediction na natin from the very start. This how great is our leading coefficient test. Makakagawa ka ng sketch ng graph mo, rough sketch, kahit walang tulong ng application. Okay? Tignan natin yung application. Ito. Again, kung titignan mo dito, along this portion, hindi siya ordinary nag-connect agad-agad, ano? Nagkaroon ng parang nag-bend ng konti. Okay? Yan, no? Kasi nga, nagsimula na tayo sa third multiplicity or 3 multiplicity na yan compared sa ordinary kanina sa mga examples natin. Then, nag-connect, papunta sa taas, nag-bounce dito sa 1, 0 because of the even multiplicity. Hanggang sa nakita natin na rising. Sige, sa panga. Okay, ngayon, i-kuha na lang natin. Pabilisan ko na lang, ano? Kunwari, x minus 1 to the 4th. 2x plus 1 squared. Tapos, let's say I have x. Okay, so yan. Kunwari, gagraph natin to. This is an, this will give a 1, 0. This will give negative 1/2, 0. This will give 0, 0. And at the same time, this is the y-intercept na rin. Okay? Because it crosses or passes the origin part. Kaya kung gagraph natin to, i-ready ko lang is 1, 0. Ilapad ko ng konti. Okay, lapad natin ng konti para magandang tingnan. Malawak naman yung space eh. We have 1, 0. This is our 1, 0. And our 0, 0 is this. Our negative 1/2 is located here. Kung titignan natin, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's an odd and it's an odd degree. So dito tayo titingin. How about the leading coefficient? Is it a positive or negative? Wala tayong nakitang sign dito na negative. Ibig sabihin, we are referring to positive. So dito tayo titingin. The graph of this function is falling left at saka rising right. So mag-umpisa tayo dito sa dulo. Yan, falling left, saka rising right. Pagkapunta ko dito sa negative 1/2 na taken from 2x plus 1 squared, since even ito, this is even, anong sabi ko kanina sa previous example? Pag even, you need to bounce. Kaya dapat magbabounce tayo dyan. Okay? Ngayon, punta na tayo sa susunod na intercept. Happen to be the origin. Magkocross lang tayo because it is an odd multiplicity na 1 lang naman. Kaya ordinary crossing lang ang gagawin din natin. Ngayon, even multiplicity ulit tayo of the negative 1, 0. Meaning, parang magbabounce din tayo or hindi parang kundi magbabounce talaga tayo. Pero habang malayo pa, mag-uumpisa na yung magpa-flat ng konti. Yan. Dahil nga, medyo malaki na yan kaysa sa 2 na even multiplicity. Kaya parang lalapad din kagaya ng odd multiplicity kanina bago totally mag-cross dun sa point ng intercept. Diba? Nagpa-flatten pa ng konti. Hanggang sa totally masusunod yung ating leading coefficient test. Okay, last example na tayo talaga. Sige, we have y equals, factored form na rin natin. Lagyan ko nga ng negative 2 dito. We have x plus 5. We are going to square, for example. And then we have x minus 1 raised to 3. Let us have x plus 3. Okay. So, check natin ang leading coefficient muna or the sign of the leading coefficient. Kung titignan natin, alamin nyo lang yung certain expression dito na nakagilid. So, negative 2 is our leading coefficient. So, negative ang ating leading coefficient. Ang ating degree naman, tignan natin, bilangin natin, we have 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 1, 6. So, our degree is even. Kaya, kung titingin tayo dito sa mahiwagang table natin, makikita natin na ang leading coefficient is negative and our degree is even. So, therefore, the behavior of the graph has falling left at saka falling right. Kaya, i-set up natin. We have the x-intercept here will give negative 5, 0. Sulat ko yung negative 5, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this is our negative 5, 0. We have 1, 0 for this binomial factor natin. 1, 0 is located here. And we also have negative 3, 0 as one of the x-intercepts. So, negative 3, 0 is located here. Okay. Meron pa tayong nakakalimutang isa which is the y-intercept. But at this point, paano kukunin yung y-intercept dito? Kunin mo to, yung GCF na nasa gilid dito, and the result of the constant term here kapag in-square or in-exponent natin. 5 squared is actually 25. Kinukuha lang natin yung mga constant terms na na-perform through the exponent. What is negative 1 raised to 3? The negative 1 raised to 3 is negative 1. Then 3 raised to 1 is positive 3. So, dun lang natin if we figure out yung ating y-intercept sa pamamagitan ng mga constant terms na piniperform out of the exponent na given. Negative 2 times 25 times negative 1 times positive 3. What will be the answer? Okay, 150. Okay. So, how about the sign? Is it positive? Okay, it is also a positive. So, positive 150 or to give the point, the y-intercept is 0 and 150. I-approximate natin, this will be the location of 0, 150 natin. Kasi nga rough sketch lang naman ito. Okay, graph natin. Again, you must have a behavior of the graph is falling left at saka falling right. I-ready na natin. Falling left, falling right. Pagka-cross natin, pagkapunta natin sa negative 50, okay? Tingnan yung negative 50 natin, oh. It's an even multiplicity. Magbabounce ba tayo or magko-cross tayo? Siyempre, magpa-bounce kapag even multiplicity. Yan, nag-bounce tayo, no? Nakita mo? Pagkapunta natin sa negative 30, tignan natin. The negative 30 has odd multiplicity or 1 or simply 1. Kaya ordinary, magko-cross lang tayo, walang bending na nangyari dahil it's a simple multiplicity or ordinary 1. Pero kapag yan ay 3, and so, 5 and so on, nagkakaroon ng parang bending. Okay? Pagkapunta natin dito sa 0,150, okay? Since medyo malayo pa tayo sa pupunta natin, maaari nating i-move up ng konti. Yan, nag-cross na tayo doon sa ating y-intercept. Walang bending, walang movement or curving na nangyari dyan. Just simply cross, okay? Pagkapunta mo sa 1,0, take note, it is something, cube or odd multiplicity. Kaya, dapat, pag nagda-dive ako dyan, nagsisimula na akong mag-bend ng konti. Oh, sorry. Excuse me my word. I hope maintindihan mo. Magbe-bend na tayo ng konti because the multiplicity is greater than 1 already. Magda-dive ka, papalayo muna, and then unti-unting magla-landing dun sa intercept natin or dun sa point natin hanggang sa i-connect mo na siya doon sa ating behavior ng graph. So this is now the rough sketch of our very last example. I hope nakatulong sa iyo yung 7 examples natin. I know it's quite difficult for others, but make use of other references or content. Alam ko maraming nagkalat dyan ng mga video tutorial in case hindi pa effective sa iyo yung ating ginawang mga examples. So, with that, I want to end my discussion with this. The graph to success is not always straight. It has curves and intersections. Mahirap ang ating discussion ngayon, but walang shortcut when it comes to this kind of topic. But if you are going to work hard, passes through some curves and some difficulties until maintindihan mo lahat, I know it becomes a success. It's a perfect success. So for that, thank you for listening and have a good day.